Okay, and also I have to mute. Is everybody muted? Not quite. I'm going to mute you guys. Mute all. There we go. Just in case. Okay. Cool. Got to move my little box off the middle of the screen here. So let me explain to you first, jazz twist, the philosophy behind it. And then what I'm going to explain to you will make so much more sense. Okay. So, and this is really true with any of these twisty motions. So I always call it, we're doing like a squeegee with the spine. But today, somebody reminded me, what do you mean by a squeegee? That makes no sense. And all I'm saying is your spine, when it twists, when we rotate the spine, to me, I'm like squeegeeing all the junk out. That's kind of why I call it a squeegee. So that's what we're going to do with jazz twist. So thinking about this, we have our hips as a base. And then we have our shoulders as another base. And we have the spine that's connected both ways, right? So if you want to get really good cinching in here, you want to be able to keep your one part of the base level. So any of these kind of moves, if you think keep your hips straight and you're going to squeegee turn the shoulders, what happens when you do that? You're engaging and twisting all the muscles up your spine because the muscles are all attached to the spine. Does that make sense? Can you kind of get that? If you go to try to do that and you lean in any way, lean forward, lean back, when you try to twist, you're not going to get that beautiful squeegee that we're looking for. Okay, so thinking about that, I'm going to start by teaching the T-Tapp, the jazz twist, straight on to you. And then we're going to do it side to side because that's how it is in the video. So you'll get it both. But I really want you to get a felt sense of what it's going to feel like. Okay, so let's just begin by putting our feet. I'm going to go a little more hip width apart. It'll make it easier when you stand. So this is just a way to get ourselves into alignment. So just bending both legs just a little bit. I'm going to shift my weight over onto this. That's going to be my front leg. And I'm just going to take this back leg back. Now, what am I doing? I'm taking it directly behind my hip. Right now, I'm on my tippy toes. I'm going to drop back onto my ball joints. So you're just in this position. Okay. Now, I like to call these, if you have your hip bones, and here's your fist, you have your hands up on your hip bones. If these were headlights, you need to have your headlights going straight ahead. Now, why do I say it that way? Because if your back foot is turned, because this is what a lot of us do, the heel of the foot goes to the inside. It's just what we do. But notice as I do that, what happens to my headlights? They go to an angle. Now, if I go to try and do a jazz twist, I'm angled out. I'm not going to get the same result. So you just want to check when you come in, even if your foot is like you're just, you tend to really duck out, you can't get your foot straight, keep the hips square to the front. Good work. You guys look good. Good. Now your weight, ideally, is pretty much between the two legs. So even if you take this and you kind of go a little front and back, you get the place where your weight is between the front and the back, meaning shoulder and hip are in alignment. Now, ideally, you want to be up high on your ball joints, meaning if you were in a stiletto shoe, it would be up. You can be down if you have foot issues. We're also going to do it straight down. For this one, ideally, you want to be up on your ball joints. And if you have especially bad ankles, you want to focus your weight on the big toe ball joint. So just as you're in this position, shift your weight in the back leg over onto the center of the last two toes. And what's going to happen? Your ankle's going to go out. It's going to destabilize that ankle. So if you want to keep that ankle really stable, you're going to put most of your weight, I'm just coming back so you can see it, on your big toe ball joint. And that will stabilize you, okay? Now, one of the big confusions is always, how do you know which arm is low on the hip and which is straight out? So I'm going to give you the big tip. You ready? The leg that's in front is bent. That's the hand on your hip. The elbow is bent. The straight leg in the back is the same side of the straight arm, straight out, okay? I like to use a bear claw So really reach from here and pull those knuckles back, stretch the thumbs. You're gonna have the arm slightly higher than your shoulder when you begin. And just check that this hand is not at the waist, but down lower. Drop your arm lower, Jeanette. Lower, lower, lower. Yes, why? Because otherwise you're gonna hunch that shoulder. So this move is all about taking this shoulder and pulling it back. Think about pulling an arrow, okay? So I'm gonna go to the side just so you can see this. I'm gonna go really slowly. Take that shoulder and begin to pull it back just a little. Now do not lean, that's the biggest thing. If you lean forward, you're gonna lose your twist. Pull it back again. Pull it back more. Pull it back more. Pull it back as far as you can. Now notice, and you guys are all good, you never bring that long arm to the center of your body. It's like a straight line. So ideally, you're trying to get a straight line from here, across your shoulders, across that back elbow. Straight line, and you ready? 1, 2, 3, we're gonna square the shoulders. Square them back up, square them back up. Good. Alina, I'm not positive, but I think you need to switch your arms. Long arm, long leg. Is that true? Do you have it that way? Okay, I'm just making sure because it might be the angle that we're on. All right, so you guys ready? One more time. Here we go. Take this arm, begin to pull back, pull back, pull back. Pull back as far as you can. Front knee, little toe. Tuck under. Square the shoulders all the way back. Good. And you want to really square them both back and think ribs up. Nice. All right, let's bring the arms up just a little bit higher. When you do, you're going to feel this right across your adrenal glands in the back. So it's very supportive of that. So one more time, front knee, little toe, just turn the shoulder in the back. Pull an arrow, pull an arrow. Keep that arm straight, straight, straight. Good work. And square it all the way back. Nice. Let's add the breath. You're ready? And we'll get off this foot in a second. If you have to get up and move, go ahead. I'm going to add the breath. You want to inhale deep, east-west. Feel your ribs expand. Now exhale hard on the turn. Pull the belly in and feel like you're cinching in like a corset. Tie the corset. And then inhale as you come all the way back. Beautiful. Come up off that back leg. Let's go to the other side. So you can see it's different. It's not the same as if you focus on the front. Here's what most people do. Just get yourself back into your alignment. Most people will do this. Can you see the difference? Because everything in our world is in front of us. So we go like this and back. So ideally, that's not what you want to do. Whoop, I got to switch my arms. Got to switch my arms. So once again, just check. Bent leg, bent arm, same side. Long leg, long arm, same side. Ribs are up here. Nice. Here, one other thing. I'm going to give you one other little tip. The front leg, take that toe and turn it slightly to the inside of your body, okay? That will stabilize you, especially if you're having difficulty with balance. Ribs are up here. Are you ready? Inhale. Exhale, taking that back shoulder and begin to pull it back. Good, good, good. And square it back up. Beautiful. One more time. Inhale. Exhale, straight out. Don't bend that elbow. It's locked. You're ready. 1, 2, 3. Pull it all the way back. Nice work. How about one more time? Inhale. Exhale, turn. Really pull that belly in. Exhale. And square those shoulders all the way back. Good work. And come on out of it. So did that feel a little different to you? Did you feel the twist in your ribs? Good work. All right. So now here's how we're going to go from side to side, because that's always a challenge, right? Oh, how do we do it and what hand is where? So let's get into a little bit of like a plie stance. Good. And this isn't the only way, but I just find if you do it this way, it's easy to know which arms are which arms, and it's a nice transition. Okay, so I'm just going to I'm going to lift this heel. I'm going to take this arm out. I'm already in my bear claw. I'm going to, you ready? Push down here and begin to turn to a side. Ribs are up. You might need to take that back leg. Sometimes I move it more to the outside so that it's a little, I get a little bit bigger range. And ribs are up there. Tuck it under. Good work. You ready? Inhale. Exhale, turn those shoulders. Square them back up. Good, let's do it again. Inhale. Exhale, square it up. Really feel that twist and pull all the way back. Good work. Again, out, front knee to little toe, and back. Notice as you pull it out again, now that front foot is at that plied angle. Can't you feel the difference? I always feel it a lot more in my lower belly, and then square it back up. Beautiful. Now, here's how we're going to get to the other side. I want you to push it out, drop that long arm down, push the hand in the hip, bring yourself forward. Switch, other leg, hand here, turn. Lift the back foot, reset, ribs are up, front knee bent, tuck it under. Good work. You ready? Inhale. Exhale, turn that back shoulder. Let the front one come forward. Pull the back one back a little more, Jeanette, and lean back with your upper body. There you go. And square it back up. Very good. Let's do it again. Inhale. Exhale, turn. Turn that shoulder. Beautiful, you guys. And bring it all the way back. So, Alina, you're bringing your arm to the center of your body. I'm going to show you what I just saw you do. You went like this, okay? You want it straight in front. Straight, not straight. You got it. And square it back up. Sorry, you guys, but I needed to correct that while I was watching. All the way and back. One more time. Let's do a nice inhale. Exhale, turn. Good. Now, right there, I want you to focus on your back foot. Go and press into the big toe ball joint. Feel the stabilization and square it back up again. Very good. Now, we're going to push it out. Push it out. Bring that arm down to your side. Turn back to the center. Nice. All right. You want to go, let's do both sides. We're going to go side and side. We'll just do two and we'll do our turn. Okay, so you can get the sense of the turn one more time. So here we go. We're back in. Just get yourself settled in there. Good work. Arm up. Lift a heel. Arm up. You ready? I like to press my hand in here to really get my turn going. Good. Lift the back foot. Reset. Squeeze between the shoulder blades. Nice. Front knee, little toe. You ready? Inhale. Exhale. Turn. Pull back. Ribs up. Exhale. Turn that back shoulder. Ribs up as you pull it back. Good. Jeanette, you're leaning. You're doing this. Okay? Do not move your hips. Nobody move hips. Just shoulders. Let's do this last one really slowly. Back, shoulder, back. Back, shoulder, back. Hips stay square. They do not move. Why? Because you want that spine to twist. And square it back up. Good. All right. So now, watch that, Alina. That arm really wants to go to the front, doesn't it? Keep it straight out. Let's just push it out now. Push out. Push down. Come back to the front. Switch sides. Lean up. Arm out. Come on over. Ribs are up. Good. Now, right there, Jeanette, I want you to lean your torso back. There. Right there, your shoulder and hip are in alignment. Nice. Okay? That's where you want to be. You don't want to lean. So just think about that back shoulder. Shoulder back. Shoulder back. Shoulder back. Keep going, you guys. Shoulder, shoulder, shoulder. Big toe ball joint. All the way back with those shoulders. Nice. Now we're going to push it out. You're going to push that arm down. You're going to come back to the center. Pretty cool, right? I'm just going to do it really quickly. You don't have to do it with me, just to give you another sense of how fast you can go. You can go to here. Boom, boom, boom. Take it down. Switch sides. Boom, boom, boom. Take it down. Switch sides. Switch sides. Switch sides. Switch sides. But if you do it slowly, I just want to show you how you can speed it up just by doing that. Okay, so that's really good. You don't have to do that now. All right, so I want to show you another way that you can do it. How many of you, give me a thumbs up if you feel this way, did you have a little bit of trouble with balance? like you really felt a little like you were unbalanced. Okay, so we're gonna do it again. This time, we're gonna do it with our heel down. Your foot's gonna be down in the back. It will work beautifully as well, okay? So let's get ourselves back in this position. Back out again. Lift that heel, come back around, lift the foot so it's directly behind your hip. Now you're ready. I just want you to think, drop that heel straight down. Now as you drop the heel, rebend the front. Think about your hip bones. Make sure that they're straight to the front. So here's where you may have to really get that foot straight to keep the hips there. Good. Weight is still between the two legs. Nice. Now, before we turn, I just want to show you, this is a really nice stretch for the lower legs. We're going to think about going straight up and down. We're going to do a couple of lunges straight up and down. So how do you do that? You're going to lift the back heel, straighten the front leg. Just straight up, and think about your head going up and down. Then drop that back heel, rebend the front. So now press straight up. Good. Press straight back down. You're really working those feet and the ankles. Good. Push straight up. Straight back down. Nice, Teresa. You guys look good. One more time. Straight up. Really good for working feet, Achilles, lower leg, and down. Now, we're going to do the twist with the heel down. It feels a little different, doesn't it? But the move is the same. So think about pulling the arrow. So here we go. Back shoulder goes back. Back. Back, hips stay straight. You're reaching that front one. 1, 2, 3. Square it back up. Nice. Inhale. Exhale. Turn those shoulders. Turn those shoulders. Think front knee, little toe. And square it back up. Good. One more time. Reach. Get that back shoulder. Right there, you're leaning forward, Jeanette. I know you don't get it. There. Thank you. Just think shoulders, babe. Shoulders, shoulders. Square it back up. Good work. Okay, now how do we get out of this? We do the same thing. We push out, we take it down, we come back to the center, out, lift, we come back over, readjust so that back leg is behind. Good, and you might need to bring your back leg in a little bit. So that's what I sometimes need to do. It might be too far out when you go to drop the heel. Drop the heel. So now your heel is down in the back. Front knee, little toe, squeeze between those shoulder blades so the shoulders are square. Good. Now straight up and down. We're going to lift the back heel, straighten the front. Right there, pause. Can you do a tuck? Good tuck. Straight back. Drop the heel straight down, rebend the front knee. Go straight up again. Straight up. Press straight back down. Beautiful. Straight up. Straight back down. Okay, you ready? We're going to turn. So back shoulder, here we go. Turn that shoulder. Turn. Go as far as you can. 1, 2, 3. We're squaring it back up. Nice. Let's do it with an inhale. Exhale, turn. Keeping that arm right up from the shoulder. Pull that back shoulder back out. Lean out. Pull the back shoulder back. Give me back shoulder. More. You can do it. Yes, and square it back up. Very good. That's how we're going to cinch in underneath the rib cage. Let's take it on down. Bring it back. Good work, you guys. Shake it out. And who needs a little bit of a stretch there? Yes. Here's a beautiful stretch from behind there. Just bring one arm here. You can cross and around. And then bring those elbows up and press the shoulders down. Oh, that feels good, doesn't it? Oh, it does to me anyway. And I'm going to switch her. Beautiful. So jazz twist is such a beautiful move. You can do it, as I said, foot down, foot up. It both works. It's really nice. Up, you get a little bit more range of motion, but down you have great balance and you get a good hip stretch. So it's nice. I'm going to grab some water. I like to kind of mix that up a little bit so it's not always all the same. And again, I think you might have enjoyed too, big toe ball joint when you're up so that you stabilize those weak ankles. Keeping hips straight to the front. So that is jazzy twist. Now it's time for the box. Okay, you guys. Usually people that take classes from me, when they hear the box, they go running, time to go to the bathroom. I hate the way you do it, Renee, because it's intense, but here we go. So I'm gonna do it kind of more senior fit way. The way the basic did it, really the biggest difference is Teresa first had us come over to a flat back and do a bit of stretch there. So we can always do that, but I want to focus more on the actual move of the box. So how many of you, give me a thumbs up if you feel this way, what the heck are we doing with the organs in place standing? Like, what is that? Yes, right? What the heck are we doing here? All right, I'm going to share with you what we're doing. Essentially, you know, standing gives us gravity. We're standing in gravity, right? And gravity pulls everything down, right? As we all know. What does gravity do? Pulling up, what gravity sinks down? Well, gravity tends to sink the organs down here with time, etc., and babies and all that good stuff. So all we're going to be doing is we're going to be lifting up everything that gravity is pressing down. We're going to be holding it up. And then as we go to the side and side, we're essentially creating a spinal girdle, our own shapewear, to hold it all in. So we're pulling it up and shaping it all in. That's the general idea. Now, one of the things that I do want to say before we even get started, especially like this morning when I did the 12:30, one of the things that a lot of people said was, Renee, I don't feel any organs. I feel a lot of fat and I don't feel the organs. What am I doing wrong? Nothing. Okay, you're not going to. How many of you have done organs in place on the floor? You ever done organs in place on the floor? Okay, so organs in place is originally done on the floor where you're down. I'm just going to get down real quickly because I want you to see this so you don't think that there's something wrong with what you're doing, okay? Here's organs in place on the floor. You're down like this. You do a slight butt tuck. So when you're tucked under, gravity is already bringing your organs up underneath your rib cage. You'll feel it. There's an emptier space here. And then we work to pull them up and we do some up and downs here. That's when you're going to have a better chance of actually feeling some organ movement in there because it's already down, you're already sloped and it's coming up, okay? So don't worry if you don't feel organs. I don't want to hear I have too much fluff and it doesn't work. It's just an excuse. That's not true, okay? We're still pulling it all up and cinching it in. Okay, so there we have it. Now, let's get started with it then. Let's put our feet, 4 fingers. Good work. All right, 4 fingers. Let's go ahead, bend your knees here. And to come on over, because when we put our organs in, we're always hanging over a little bit. Why? Because now everything's hanging forward. We have a better shot of grabbing it and pulling it up, okay? So let's go ahead and pinky, take your mitten hand, the pinky part of it down here, kind of low on the groin. I want you to inhale, push the pinky in, press down, and lift your ribs. Now I'm arching out. This is a beautiful big fascia stretch. You're stretching the fascia in your torso. So keep pushing and pressing, and then shift your hips back a little bit and come on over. Okay, so now we're over. I want you to make sure your knees are bent and out just to wherever you can, no pain. And here's what we're going to do. I'm going to come up so you can really see this. I want you to have flat palms here, pinkies to the side. You're right here on your pelvic bone. You got it, pubic bone. I want you to inhale and push in, okay? Push in. With the palms, I want you to squish to the center, okay? Now your little fingers are going to press way down deep, okay? Good. Now, curl. You'll feel more guts kind of coming up into your hands. And with your hands curling like that, I want you to wiggle. Really wiggle everything up as you start to come up. You're wiggling, good. And once you're vertical here, I want you to have vertical fingers. Do you see what I mean? Like up and down, fingers are there. Stretch your pinky and your thumb and you're in position. You're pushing in. Now watch, I want you to really press in and then push down and think, lift the girls. There, you're now in your organs in place position. Good. Sharon, you could probably put your feet a little bit wider apart, I'm thinking. Look a little close for that. That might be better. That's good. You're good there. All right, ribs are up. Now, Lori, keep those knees bent more. Sharon, bring your feet together closer. Yep, you want 4 fingers. All right, so now you're dying. Your arms are dying, I know it. Bring the elbows a little bit forward for me. Push in, lift the ribs. Now, you're going to just tilt your head the way that you're going to go with a tilt. And I want you to lean slightly. Push in, lift up. You want to be lifting. Push in, lift up. The side that you're going towards, do not let that shoulder go back or you'll lose the activation. Come on over a little bit further if you can. Shoulder forward. Now that same side of the shoulder, this one that you're over, push in, lift up, take this elbow, push in and bring yourself back up. Grab, release. I told you you were going to feel this in your arms, right? This is an arm exercise, holding it all up there. Okay, nice work. Now I'm not going to go through, I'll go through all that to the other side, but let's just come right in again, just kind of hinge over a little bit. Wiggle, squish, wiggle it up. So you put yourself back in this position quickly. Push and lift. Here's another thing then to notice. So you're going to tilt your hands, push and lift, come on over. Again, try not to do this. Always think the side that you're going over toward, keep that shoulder forward. Push in, try not to let the ribs sink on this side. You want to keep them both up and then push up. Good work. Now just think, elbows a little forward, pull back, release. Ribs up, release. You're pushing in, ribs up, release, as opposed to what you don't want to do, and I'm not seeing anybody do it, but I'm just saying, you don't want to do this. Okay, that's pushing your belly out. We don't want to do that. We're trying to pull the puppy in, right? But this, pushing ribs up, pushing ribs up. Good work. And now we're going to go to the other side. You guys ready? Let's just shake our arms out. So ideally, we're supposed to hang over, go to here, and do a shake. I always need to drop them because it's just too intense. Good work, you guys. All right, now, going to go to the other side. You ready? So putting the feet back in, 4 fingers. Good work, bending your knees. Let's pinky touch again. Push and arch out. So that feels good because now you're lifting and reaching. You're doing a bit of an extension here. Then shift back and come on over. Good, knees are bent and out to the little toe. Keep those knees out, Sharon. Sharon, I'm still thinking maybe feet closer. No, you're going wider. Closer and really think knees out. So I can see those knees out. That looks good. All right, you guys, you ready? Palms forward, inhale, press. Really wiggle in there. Squish with your palms. Little finger now draws down deep. Curl under. Notice when you curl, you can grab more guts. Wiggle it up, wiggle it up, wiggle it up. Then come straight up. Get your shoulders back. Pushing the fingers in. Press down, ribs up. Good work. Tilt the head the other way. Push and lift. Come on over. Now, where should you feel it? Right here. If you are not feeling it here, it means you're doing this or this. Usually it's this. Here's where you should feel it. If you're directly going over, you're going to feel it. Push and lift yourself up. Beautiful. How about just one more time? Can you hang? If you can do, if not, shake out. Push up, tilt the head, ribs up. Really use the power of those fingers in and up to keep those ribs up on both sides. Don't shrink. Keep it up. Ribs up, bring it back up, and pull the elbows back, release. Push the fingers in, elbows back, release. Elbows back, release. Hunch, hunch, curl over. Good. Shake out those arms. Now you can do it here. Think shoulders down, just do a little bit of a shake. We're just going to put those organs in one more time. Hang in there with me, you guys. Here we go. You ready? Inhale, press. Squish in the guts. Fingers down deep. Curl, wiggle, 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 wiggle. Come all the way up. Press and get those ribs up. How about shifting back, thigh bones out? Who's ready to get rid of those arms and the guts? I am. Reach away. Give me a strong mitten. Give me a strong mitten. Ribs are up. Beautiful. Now, like you're going through mud, I want you to bring those arms all the way up to here. Palms together and just, you ready? Reach the shoulders forward, pull them back. Reach them forward, that'll feel good. Pull them back, good. Now, just flip your palms so they're facing the outsides. Come about halfway between there and the side of your body. And you're just gonna go ribs up, release. Ribs up, right to the side, release. Good work. Flip them, bring them back up to here. Let's just take them all the way back. No bend to the elbow like you're swimming. If you don't touch, it's okay. Flip the palms, and I want you to think, reach, release, bring it back up. Good work. Flip them, reach, and bring them back up. Nice. Let's just go reach, and then we're going to hang them down there. Reach, good. Now release and bring those thumbs right to your side, hands here. Strong mitten low. I'm just going to pull back twice. So the first thing I want you to do is think, stretch ribs up, fingers, pulse back, stop. Reach down, get those ribs up, activate, knees are out, pulse, pulse. Good. Now flip them, jazz them. Let's try it here. So I want you to make sure you're still bent, tailbones down, ribs are up, shift back, thigh bones, down in two parts. Down, back, two. Good work. See, it's different, isn't it, with the spread finger. Down and palms forward. Back two. This is releases, though, inflammation. Fingers back together in a mitten. Roll them back. Bring them right up to your shoulders. Stretch them out. Now, inhale, hunch. Lift the ribs. Then think shoulders down and reach those arms out. Twist the thumbs back as far as you can and just give me little butterflies. Little butterflies. Ribs up, little butterflies. Good work. How about if you go down a little bit further, ribs up, and like through mud, bring them back to the shoulders. Little butterflies to here. Back up. Don't hyperextend them behind your body, just to the shoulder. Keep them right there. Go all the way down. And guess what? You get to shake it out. It's good work. And you now have the box. Ta-da! You have done it. Shake out those arms. So I told you it was going to be an arm workout, did I not? Yes. And you will feel that probably, but it's really nice because you're also getting a nice stretch across there. All right, so who would like to go first with some questions? Two confusing moves.
I have a question.
Go.
You say arm reach out. We're reaching out to the sides of the wall, not back.
Correct.
Right?
Correct. Not Titanic. We're not Titanicking. We're
Okay.
going directly out from the shoulder, twisting back, little up and down. Reach it out. Beautiful. That looks great, Teresa. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, very nice. Yeah. Who's next? Alina, you ran to the computer. You ran to unmute yourself. So what can I help you with?
On the, I forget what you call them now, but
Yes, twist. Uh-huh.
so there's no twisting in the hips. It's
No.
just the arm, basically the arm, one arm's going out and the other shoulder's going back.
It's this. That's what you're doing.
So there is some twist.
Oh, you're twisting this.
Okay.
You're twisting that. That's why I called it a squeegee. If you can think about squeegeeing, the spine is twisting. Your body is twisting. But that's what I was talking about. The hip stays level, okay? And the only thing moving are your shoulders in that straight line, alignment. And that's how you get the twist of the spine.
But
That's
the waist,
how you can cinch in.
the waist is moving a little bit. Not the hips, but the waist is moving a little bit, right?
Well, the waist is twisting, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So if you inhale first, and then you exhale as you turn and think about really knitting. I said knitting the ribs together today, and there was somebody on from England who said, what does that mean? So now I'm like, draw your corset in, tighten the corset. That she got the corset. So again, it's an inhale, and you're just, that's why I'm going to just go slow. It's all about pulling that back shoulder back.
Thank you.
Okay. Yeah. So, and everybody, and you're, believe me, not alone. So many people do this. But can you see the difference? You can feel a stretch, so it's not like you don't feel anything, but it's not the same as straight on. Yeah, good. So that in and of itself will really help you with that one. Good work. And I kept yapping at Jeanette because she was right in my purview here, because she was like, I'm doing it right. And then you kept leaning. But when you stopped and you slowed it down, you were able to keep it in alignment. Yeah, it's all that. Boy, the body wants to go forward, doesn't it? It does. So you have to really focus. If you focus on the back shoulder, that really does it. Okay. Just think about, you know, a bow and arrow. Whoop, I went the wrong way. A bow and arrow. So you're pulling a bow and then bringing the arrow. So that was good. Yeah, Rhonda?
When you said when we were going to the side with the organs in place, we should feel it on the opposite side. Not
Correct.
feeling
Here's this, well, yeah, depending if that works for you. So in other words, if I'm over here like this, I'm feeling the stretch here.
okay. I'm not feeling it there. I'm just feeling it on the side I'm bending on. I don't know what I'm doing wrong.
You're not doing anything wrong. It's just where you're feeling it, because where you lengthen one side, you contract the other.
Okay.
Right? Okay. So you're just feeling it more in the contracted side. But I want to say this, and this is a hard one to get. And if you don't get it today, just put it in the back of your mind so you will get it. Okay. This is a tough one. And that is, watch what I do right here at my rib cage. Okay. So let me just get my body in position. So if I go tipping like this, okay, I can drop my ribs on this side. This is me dropping my ribs here. Okay. Now I'm getting a stretch. It's not like you won't get a result. I'm still feeling it. But that's as opposed to if I keep my ribs up on both sides.
Okay.
You got it.
Yeah, right. Yeah. I feel
Yes, beautiful.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. So it allowed me to take a minute. It's hard. It's a difficult one to really explain. That's why it's like, even if you just see it, keeping the ribs up, and because here's what we all want to do. This is intense, and we all want to drop there, right? But if you can keep it up and use your hands, that's what this is so good for. And I know we get really tired. It's tiring, but to come up, good. Now, Sharon, as I'm watching you, one of the things I'm watching you do, and I just want to mention it so that it doesn't hurt your neck. You are doing this with your head. So just playing with you guys, because the head, yeah, did you see what you're doing? You just did it again, like, yeah, sticking that head up. So trying to, now this is really subtle, you guys, but I'm going to say it anyway, because a lot of you look really good, so it's time to really fine tune. If you can keep, so your chin, ideally, let me just do this for a chin so that you kind of get this as you start feeling really tight in the neck. So here's the position, ideally, we should really keep our head in for the most part. So if you visualize, see if this works for you, a boat ramp. You know how, like, there's a truck and they're loading the boat down and it's down into the boat ramp, right? So think about, there's your chin, it's down into the boat ramp. So you want to bring it back up. So now the chin goes back. So it's still pointed down a little bit. You're not doing this, right? But it is down slightly. And then take your hair, not from the top of your head, like here, but from the top back, like the crown, and pull up. So when you do that, now your bones are holding you up, not a lot of muscle tension. Okay. It will feel good, actually. That's ideally where your head should be. Now, what a lot of us do is we tend to lead our movements with our chin, which is really interesting. And you might know that you do that or not, but it happens. So like we'll be like, okay, we'll lift the chin to do the movement. So what I just saw Sharon do wasn't so much that, but she tipped up like this. And that puts a lot of stress on the neck. So even when you're doing, this one's a really good one to think about, your head's in that position, seeing if you can keep your chin, and I had a tip first, but that might not work for all of us. So right now, just keeping your chin back in alignment with your breastbone, and then do a tip. And now the head and the neck, see, because the neck's all part of the spine, right? It's just, so you want to keep it in alignment. And that'll just stop you from maybe getting too much neck tension. Yeah. Let it go. Better. Sharon, do you see it? Look straight ahead, can you? Instead of the side. There. And then lift it back up. Yes. I don't know. Does that feel a little different? Yeah, okay. Again, that's subtle. But if you really play with it and your head's out, you can kind of feel a little cattywampus there with the neck. Good. All right, Lisa, you look like you want to say something.
Not really. My stomach is really upset right now. And I'm just kind of like, ah.
Okay, well, you moved some things around, did you not?
It feels like it, yeah.
Yeah, okay. So one of the other things that I do want to mention, I find it happens a lot with jazz twist. Did any of you experience any nausea? No, okay, good. Lisa did. It happens, and it'll happen a lot, and it typically happens with these kind of turning, twisting motions, because when you do that, you're really getting rid of a lot of junk. You're kind of squeegeeing out. That's why I call it the squeegee. You're squeegeeing out a lot of junk from up and down the spine and all those little lymph nodes. It can happen that one day you go to do it and you're like, oh my God, I feel really nauseous. You're not doing anything wrong, because typically we think, oh, I'm nauseous, something's wrong, I have to stop, right? That would be our immediate thing. In actuality, it's a really good thing. It's very lymphatic, and you're just pumping junk. So just keep moving. It will go away. Typically it goes away when you're done with the move, but in your case, you might have really kind of worked some other things also with the organs. So just know that there's nothing wrong. It's actually, we always kind of celebrate that. Yeah, you got nauseous, just means you got rid of some stuff. So just keep moving, right? You do want to keep moving, so you don't want to stop that. You want to promote that so that you get those toxins to the organs of elimination and out again, right? Drink some water, kind of do that. So I'm happy, sad that you don't feel as well, but you'll be good in a couple minutes, I think.
Oh, that's one of the things I remember from when I first started. The first time it happened to me, I asked somebody, it's like, what I do wrong? Oh no, that's a good thing.
You're like, it doesn't feel very good. I know, I get it too. So that's all good. All right, anybody else? Quick questions? Yeah, Mary.
I'm just curious if I'm doing something wrong, because on the twist one, I actually feel it down in here too,
Good.
on both
Oh,
sides.
I'm happy to watch you, but that's good.
Okay.
Because, see,
It's
yeah,
not painful, but I can just feel it.
good. If you want,
So-
do you want to do one or two? I'll watch you just to make sure, but that's not a bad thing.
Yeah. Make sure my feet are right. Okay, and so then it's this, right?
So the long leg is the same arm that's straight out in front of you.
Okay.
Right, there you go. Now, one of the other things, I say it all the time, I'm going to repeat it because you won't remember. Just do it. So I'm going to watch Mary first. So Mary, see where you have your bent arm?
Yeah.
The bent arm.
Too high?
No. But feel it. Yeah, I would go lower.
Okay.
I know it feels weird when you're down that low. Because it feels like our waist is our natural arm placement, right? Because that's just what we do. But just do it real quick. Feel the difference. Then you'll know why I say to switch it. Good, and back. So because you will tend to lift the shoulder. You won't get nearly as much as you do if you go really low. Like my hand is right here, right at the groin. That's where it feels good to me. And then turn. And then square it back up again. Are you using your front, is your front leg the one that's bent? I think I might be seeing it wrong. There you go. Good. See if you can keep, okay. So keep your hips from moving, Mary. Yeah, so just really stabilize. Just think back shoulder, back shoulder. Pull back, pull back, pull back. Front knee, little toe, and square. Yeah. You're still coming forward like an inch, like not much. Not much. There. So good. Can you pull that back shoulder back a little bit more? Now pause right there. Can you do a quick tuck? Yes. Front knee, little toe. And then square those shoulders all the way back. Bring them all the way back. And now think ribs up. Whoop. There.
I really feel it all the way down.
Good. Exactly. Exactly. So thank you for playing with me on that. It is easy to let that hip roll, the hip move. And even if it just moves a little bit, and it can, I mean, I'm not making it out like it's going to be a whole big deal with it, but the more you can, that's why I like to almost think when I'm pressing my thumb in down here, I'm pulling that shoulder back, but I'm also keeping my hip from moving. So I'm kind of like pressing my hip forward as my arm goes back. Now, another way to do it, I think she did it in Ladybug and a couple other things, instead of the thumb, you can go flat palm. This is a little more challenging, I find, to do it, but it can also work beautifully. So you want to be able to see the thumb, and you're low. So now you're pushing and pulling. That might be a little easier for some of you. Push out, pull back, just depends. Nice. Very good. Very good.
Thank you.
Let me see you, Kathy. Sorry, I was watching you earlier. Beautiful. Look straight ahead. Oh, that's the other thing I didn't mention. Yeah, you knew that. Okay, perfect. That looks really good. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, look straight. But I'll tell you what, so many people will do that, will look to the side. So just looking straight ahead, keeping that neck right in alignment. That looks really good. And Kathy, if you find that it's easier on the knee too, you can always drop the heel, but either way. And once again, big toe ball joint really stabilizes ankles. Okay, so for any of you that have those unstable ankles, big toe ball joint will hold you there. Good, good, good. Nice work, you guys. Any other questions? Anything else? Poor Jeanette, she's trying to talk to me and I don't know what she's saying. So I'll tell you what, it's okay. Just type it in the chat, Jeanette, and let me see what you're saying, okay? If you'll type it in, oh, you're muted, that's why. No, you're unmuted, but I don't think I could hear you anyway. No, I can't. So go ahead and just type it out for me in the chat. And I will look and see what you said when you put it in there. Poor Jeanette, I know she's so over this technology. And wouldn't it just happen to her that I can't hear it now that she finally got on Zoom, right? It just is what it is. All right. Sharon, how'd you do today? Good? I don't know that you heard me. Yes, yes, you're the Sharon. I do have two Sharons actually, don't I? So yes, you Sharon A. Good work. Okay, great, 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 great. Let's see if I got something here from Jeanette. Not yet, she's trying to type it. There you go, okay, about your Whittle the Middle class. I don't have a Whittle the Middle class. I was doing in my Facebook group or anywhere, just for this week, it was just a challenge focus. And the challenge focus were the moves, because somebody in the group asked me, what are the 3 to 4 moves that I could do anywhere, anytime to get rid of my middle that, you know, she was like, hit that menopause place where we like lose our waist and everything. So I created just called Whittle the Middle. So what it is, Jeanette, is you do reach, scoop, and you want to do primary back, at least curl and scoop before you do these. Okay, you really want to warm that back up. So that aside, you do the reach and the scoop, you do jazz twist. I think I had us do T-Tapp twist, a stretch, and we'll get to those at the end of the week, whether it's regular thing or twist, and then advanced toe downs. So those are all just some moves that you can do anywhere, anytime, just that are specifically will help you whittle the middle. So that's what's going on there. So you can do those on your own. Yeah, thanks for asking. See, we have more than one ways to skin that little Zoom cat. There you go. All right, you guys. Well, listen, thanks for playing with me tonight. I will see you back again at either 7:30 or 8 tomorrow, depending on when you come on, and we'll play again. What's tomorrow? Tomorrow is oil wells and I think a twist stretch, is it not? So we'll have fun with that one too tomorrow. All right, go have a great evening, you guys. We'll see you then. Thank you. Blessings.